Welcome to Picture Healer channel. In this video, we like to go back to the basic of the Feng Shui. That's a balance of Yin and Yang. Or in Feng Shui, we usually refer them as the dragon and the tiger. There are two basic types of Feng Shui. The first type is all about the landscape, the formation of the mountain and the location of the water. The other major school or major system of Feng Shui is all by calculation, such as a flying star, the 8 mansions, and other systems based on the house facing directions or a person's birth chart. The landscape Feng Shui is always fundamental. In the ancient times, people focus more on the Feng Shui of the ideal burial ground for their ancestors. People believe we are all connected. If you find an ideal location for your ancestor, you and your children will benefit because we are all in a similar vibration within one family. So what is ideal Feng Shui? It should be the balance of mountain and water and balance of an open view and also support. We don't want extremes. We don't want just tall mountains or just near a big river or ocean. And we don't want the place to be too windy. When it's too windy, the qi cannot stay long enough. There's a balance of the flow, not too fast and not stagnant. And here are two charts representing two typical types of the burial ground. One has a mountain covering the front and the left side. The other one has mountain covering from the right side and the front. The first one we call it dragon through the hole because the left side is dragon. It looks like the dragon's arm coming out and protecting. The second one is called tiger through the hole, or the tiger embracing the hole, because it looks like the right arm extending and covering the front. And in our modern days, the dragon is a building, and it's usually next to each other, creating a long rows of houses. And we have two very similar situations. We have two rows of houses facing each other, and we also have a crossing road. So the house closer to the right side of the whole row will have a longer dragon side on the left and less tiger side on the right. So it looks like the dragon through the whole chart. And the other one is the opposite. When the house is located closer to the left side, so the left dragon side is short, or there's no dragon side, and the tiger side on the right is longer. And you have a row of house in front. It looks like the tiger through the hole. So what does that mean? You can probably guess it. The dragon is related to the yang energy, to the male or the mountain, and it's better to be taller, more solid, and it's better to be quiet. And the tiger is related to the yin energy and the females, and it's better to be more active, to be more empty and not solid, and it's better to be lower. And when we have the dragon crossing the hole, it's more natural. The left side is higher, so the yang energy is higher, and you have enough support. And that side is more stable and quiet. And when you have the tiger through the hole, the yin energy is stronger, or it can mean the female is more powerful or in charge, or the yin energy is stronger. And that can mean positive or negative. Sometimes the yin energy can refer to us the petty people or negative friends that can cause problem. And the yang energy can mean helpful people or people with more power. For the tiger side or the right side, we also prefer it to be more active, more empty, and lower than the left side. So in the dragon crossing the hall situation, that can mean helpful people, everything is in the right position, so it's a happy family, and prosperity comes from more traditional business or traditional type of career. And when it's tiger crossing the hall, it's more related to non-traditional type of business or non-traditional way of making money. The traditional way usually means going through study and passing exam, getting promotion, and a government job. The non-traditional one usually refer to a physical type of job, such as military, police, or it can mean different talents, such as an artist. So the dragon is not always better than tiger, and the tiger is not better than dragon. It's all about balance. Most of the time, if we don't go extreme, we can find a good balance. And we can use the same principle in our residence. So we'll look at some examples. First, we have to know about the center point, so we know the facing direction. For example, in a study room or office, the desk is a center point. And when you sit in front of the desk, you are facing the front. That's your facing direction. And in the living room, the sofa is usually the main center point. Similar to the desk, when you are sitting down, you are facing the front. And for the bedroom, your head or the headboard is the back side. Your leg will point to the front, and that's your front-facing direction. And in the kitchen, the stove is the main center point. So the front of the stove with the knob, that's the facing direction. So we can arrange those furnitures in relation to the door location to create the dragon or tiger crossing the hall. For example, for the office or the study room, if your door is closer to the right side and you have the desk toward the back, it creates the dragon across the hall. And if the door is on the left side, it's the tiger across the hall. Most of the time, we want the dragon across the hall because it follows the nature, and that's a more traditional way. But there are many other factors you can consider because every location is a little bit different, and everybody has different situation. So you can decide the best furniture arrangement. And that's the same in the bedroom. Depends on the location of the entrance door to the location of the bed. You can move around and create either dragon or the tiger across the hall. And the same as the location of the sofa and the location of the stove in the kitchen. So that's a very simple way to balance the yin and yang of the Feng Shui. And there are many other ways, including the lighting, the size of the window, and the size and shape of the furniture. The idea is not to go too extreme. And if you are weaker in one area, you try to compensate by rearranging it or add some other elements. So that's today's video. Thank you so much for watching and see you next week.